Hi, it's Ryan from Unbound Interactive here, and welcome to the first devlog of May. I'm going to be here to talk about UI design and some animation that Jane's been doing this week, and then I'll pass it over to Dylan, who will talk about game dev and what the developers have been doing this week. So, first off, the main plan for this week was to just basically get all the assets designed, for me at least. Get all the assets designed and made for the main UI of the game. So all of the start menu and like all of the character selects, the game menu mode selects and stuff like that. So we started the week with Dylan wrote up like a little table, as you can see here, that kind of shows off what pages and UI stuff we need, basically. So he wrote up all the pages that we needed and what we needed on each page. Then his great art over here, he drew up very, very rough plans, you can see, of what he thinks every page should look like. Some of these were kind of changed when I started designing stuff, but as you see, we've got our player select. We'll just have our 6 players, and then profile slots, on-screen keyboard, mode select. You can see all the high scores of your selected profile. Display the rules of the game mode, and then like all the graphic stuff that I'll show you in a minute. And then character select. Once again, you can see the characters. Player names, about the player, and then finally you can go on to play the game. So after I saw that, I thought I'll make a high fidelity mock-ups of what I want it to look like. It won't be pixelated, it won't be pixel art at all. However, it will show you what I want it to look like. So here is our initial main menu page. We already had this. We have this in the demo. And we've got our game mode select. So we had the little portholes. This also got changed later on. Portholes with the icons, game mode name, high score, rules, etc. Number of players, pretty simple. Want it to be simple, user experience, accessible, etc. And then our profile select, which was, I didn't get to do the character select one, but profile select, have your main icon that I want to say that you'll be able to choose the icon, but I don't know whether our developer team will be able to do that. Profile name, and then on-screen keyboard. After I did that, I then started making all of the assets for it. It'd be a bit boring to go through every single asset that I made, but I did come up with a few, like, just a few things to show you what it's gonna look like. As you see, I made the background look a little bit more pretty, and spacey. We also have it aligned to the right with all the buttons now, so we've got room for the nebula spacey thing to the left. And then we have the GIF mockup, which shows you'll be able to use a controller, keyboard, etc. to go left to right between game modes. It will show you the high scores. As I said, it got changed around a little bit since the first 2 mockups because I feel like this looks a bit cleaner. We have our icons. There'll be 4 game modes for multiplayer, up to 6 people. I think the 6 people one will only have the bomb mode. But yeah, I think it looks pretty clean. The UI will hopefully be implemented next week. So hopefully next devlog you'll be able to see all of it implemented, which will be nice. Something else I forgot to mention, if I can get it up. I had to design an on-screen keyboard. Well, I've got the keys here. I'm missing a delete key, which I need to realise I need to do that now. But yeah, it's just simple keyboard using the font I've been using this whole time. And hopefully it'll be working fine. And here is the background without the UI elements. Let me find it. There we are. Pretty simple, pretty clean. Didn't want to overcrowd it too much. The next thing I want to talk about are our animations. As you know, Kickstarter failed, which meant that Jane had to learn how to do pixel art. Since it's a lot of work for me to do, obviously, all the character animations, all of the assets, and also run social media and do all the business side of things. Jane managed to do most of the animations for 3 characters this week, which is pretty good, especially since she's learning. Here we have our walk animation for our spaceman character. Anyway, so we've got our walk animation, we've got our jetpack animation for the jetpack minigame, and then this isn't working properly, but we have our jump animation. Those are the 3 main animations that have been done for 3 characters this week. All we need now is the shoot animation for every character, including Evan, and then we'll have hopefully 4 characters fully animated, which is real exciting, and we'll be able to implement them in the game. Obviously, I am in charge of character design and enemy design too. So my plan for next week is to mainly focus on designing characters, drawing up sketches, concept art, pixeling them, and then giving them to Jane to animate. I think that's all I've got to cover this week. I will now pass it on to Dylan, where he'll be talking about the development and how far we're doing with the development of Pixel Planet.
Hey everyone, and you've probably seen most of the animations already that we've been working on, but one we all have actually added into the game was the walk animation for Evan. We've already got the character created, so the animation's in the game now working. It's a good mini game to show it off on, to turn off the extra information they don't need to see. Yeah, so it's now a walking animation. Also, you can see this quite well in minigame 8. I'll just go ahead and find that. You can see the walking animation works perfectly fine. Now, there's not there's no too many games to show off this week, new ones. Probably did the design stuff first because this is mostly a design week, but in terms of the new stuff we've got this one where a number of things will spawn there, and then you've got to pick the correct answer to match up, and obviously gravity fix this one. Higher the gravity, faster stuff's gonna fall. Let's do it once again, just to prove it can show more than 3 rocks. It can show more than 3 rocks. Definitely can show more than 3 rocks. Thank you. And the timer doesn't start counting down that one until after the rocks have all fallen past. And then also, 20 we've been working on. This one, you are dropping down a shaft, and there are randomly spawn obstacles along the way, and you've got to basically not fall off of the screen. And you can use your jet boost to keep you going up, but it's only a limited burst of energy, and you only get 3 of those, so I'll just show it off now. If I go here, if I like spam 1, spam 2, you can definitely tell I'm doing it because you'll hear the spacebar get smacked. Can't do it anymore. Right now it's not too hard on the lower gravity settings because we've put in a couple tricks to make it more fair for the player. So if you hit stuff, camera stuff slows down and such. But obviously higher gravities, once you hit that thing and stop, camera's gonna speed up really fast, and you have far less time to correct yourself. So yeah, so those are the 2 things we have to show off. And most of the rest of the stuff, as I said, has been mostly design work this week for UI, which you've already have seen. So yeah, So it's the progress we made this week. And just quickly plug our Patreon going on here. There's going to be dev posts going on this shortly after this video, more in-depth sort of discussion of what we've done this week, and it's other rewards you can get as well, so just credits being in the credits, literally getting the games and stuff when they're released, including the games we've already released, and all sorts if you just back us on Patreon. So love to see people go down to that. And alright, this is Dylan signing off.